slave and he sleep and he pay. So he up to do God until he reach his grave. They take my drink, they juice, and they smile man eat they shall. They take my they smile man live in hell. So we will fight for freedom, and we will fight for joy. To gain liberation, God, some of us may die. Oh my God, go hear how you call. Come into this world and see what is going on. This man always unite the world very hard, and as for all God he always depart. Some of us are holla and some of us are ball. The money that we earning God can't do us all. You live in your own country or you live abroad. This man is the man that always find it hard. Oh my God, go hear how you God. Come into this world and see what is going on.
There's a Mr. Justice Rall.
Yes,
yeah.
Today, Saturday,
Yes,
July the 8th, 2017. There's so many issues on.
Yeah.
No garbage collections. You know, the garbage collectors, Sivon Waste and Puran Brothers, ceased collection. The last day of Sivon Waste was Thursday. No, they didn't come on Friday, so all the garbage that people put out are on the streets, and they said they haven't been paid. You know, they're waiting for payment, and they're owed in excess of 300 million. And according to Deborah Lewis, though, the city itself is owed to over 3 billion, but why didn't they make an effort to collect it? They should have an enforcement team where they can go about collecting the 3 billion owed by those who haven't paid the rates and taxes and so on.
That's right.
Then you have the Minister of Public Security has set up an inter-agency task force to combat noise nuisance. I spoke about this on Tuesday.
About 2 years or 3 or 4 years ago, yes.
People are complaining all the time, and they said this is in recognition of the right of citizens to peace and tranquility and to be free.
Cannot rest in peace in some of these areas.
That is right. Then we see the Rupunun is preparing for the worst, according to the head of Civil Defense Commission, retired Colonel Chabilal Ramsarup. He said that they're preparing for heavy rains because it's going to happen in Brazil, so they have to be prepared there.
We have the Tatars and roadside rum shop, roadside rum shop.
Yeah. Then a ministerial team was appointed by government to engage with stakeholders in Guyana's manufacturing sector to help improve the country's fortune. So we hope that will help. And we see activist Ramon Gaskin has challenged constitutionality of the State Asset Recovery Act. I don't know how far he will get. And then in the Kaito editorial of Friday, July 7th, 2017, they speak of medical incompetence costing lives, and they speak of public hospitals do not have the resources and medical staff to offer high quality service to the people. Inadequate infrastructure, inefficient systems, shortage of nurses and trained doctors, sloppy management, lack of drugs, and poor customer relations all contribute to the state in public hospitals. And they need to decentralize those services too and have high quality people in the subsidiary services. And I saw a comment by Mr. Rohi, who was a former Home Affairs Minister.
Yes.
Speaking about the heist, the attempted bank robbery at the Republic Bank. He said that the National Intelligence Center did, right? The police, he said neither the police nor army operatives who share imagery from the National Intelligence Center and are tasked with responsibility to monitor 24/7 unusual moments on the streets of Georgetown, where 40 CCTV cameras are located, did not detect any suspicious movements in or around the vicinity before the crime was committed. So there we have 40 CCTV cameras. People are supposed to be monitoring it 24/7, and they didn't see anything, especially in these high risk areas.
We want to touch on pensioners, money not being paid for a couple of weeks now. People pensioners.
In some areas.
Some years.
Yeah, you have Paul and John and Victoria.
There's some years like that. That's very, very sad story,
Yes.
Pension not going to be paid.
Well, we spoke about this thing already.
Yeah.
There has to be other ways in which people can receive their money. Those people who are civil servants and so on, who have a bank account, their money can go straight to their bank account. They don't need to be lining up in an undignified manner at the post office and waiting for days and sometimes they go back
hours, 2 hours, 4 hours.
I was there and had to intervene. They closed the place and a woman came. She came 2 times and didn't get the money. So I had a big row with them, and then eventually they came and they gave her the money. That was about a couple of months ago. But we have to treat a dignified society, a civilized society, is classified when it treats its elder in a dignified and civil manner. And what we have lost this culture. We have lost this culture. I mean, they should have been paid at least $25,000 a month. They barely meet 20,000. And that's one of the things when you talk about a civilized society and an orderly society. Have been completely broken.
Sometimes when people got a pension, you got to get taxi for collecting money.
Exactly. And what is $20,000 in this season? $19,000. When
and you got to pay taxi for collecting money.
Light bill, water bill, and these kind of things. So something drastically needs to be happening in the next budget, where we can raise the salary, the pension for $25,000.
That is good.
And give them free water and light. They should be able to get those things.
When I was contesting election, I said about free light and free water.
We are not able to do that now because of the wastage of the last government and the disorderly behavior of Jagdeo and his people who were running the country.
Next, please.
Well, see, and during the week, I had a chance to go to a forum that was being that was held at Moray House on constitutional reform. No more than that. It was the launch of a non-government organization called RISE. Very interesting. What is most important is that Guyanese have got to focus right now on the importance of constitutional reform. We don't yet understand how important and how crucial it is with the upcoming elections in 2020. Constitutional reform will help us to decide whether we want to return to first past the post instead of having this party list and PR, proportional representation. More than that, it gives you the reason to collate after the election rather than before. And that could be crucial when a party like yours gets 2 seats or 3 seats. You could become the balance of power and the power broker, for example. And you might even end up as being the president of Guyana.
They should have a separate election for president.
Yeah, that too. Anyway, constitutional reform and the fact that RISE and some of the actors are some of the usual suspects of community activism, Marcel Gaskin is involved, Guyana Rhymes, right? The thing is, these are the people who are very much in the forefront of the movement against parking meters. And they had some amount of success. So I think they're now emboldened to feel that they can now carry the activism and militancy in that area.
But he's the brother of the president.
Dominic Gaskin, it's all in the family. But the more important thing is that some people are standing up to the concept that there needs to be a third force. I personally feel that they're going to evolve into a political party. They're playing coy right now, which is a normal thing.
But it's a bourgeois group.
Yeah, well, what a bourgeois, what ones are going to help to make change happen in the country?
What kind of change?
That's good.
What kind of change? This man has been struggling for years for ordinary working people. Leon, let me stop you here.
Why you want to stop me here? It's my turn, man. Let me talk no more.
No, on this thing, on this particular thing. On this particular thing.
The issue
the Justice for All party has been standing up for more than 20 years for ordinary working class people. That is why you see people coming here every Saturday, because they ain't getting no justice.
All right, let me stop you here now.
Go on,
let me stop here. Let me carry on.
Carry on.
There is something called the remigrants dilemma. A lot of remigrants who have come home are in angst. Because here why? The government people went to foreign.
That's a big word.
On a diaspora outreach. Tell people they could come home and bring the stuff in and get duty-free exemption. Now people run and come home.
That's right.
Some people have not gone against the laws in foreign, but they just want to come home, and they might not have had all the papers intact in coming home. And when they come home, they can't get the vehicles off the wharf. A man, me brother John Lyon, buy a vehicle for $3 million, and when he come now, he got to pay $6 million to clear it off the wharf. He go to...
Is it a new vehicle?
Well, yeah.
But they don't
No, well, he had it for 6 months or more, you know. Anyway, the point you're making is that
Make your point.
a lot of migrants have come home,
Yes.
and they expected duty-free entitlements that they were expecting, and not on the table, and they're very perturbed and worried about why it is the government is inviting Guyanese from the diaspora to come home, and as Guyanese they come home as
we have
prodigal.
to look at that.
And when they come home,
We have to look at that.
yeah, they got a lot of we call it a lot of roadblocks, a lot of bureaucracy around them.
Red tape.
Police constables, those they say now that police were involved in this robbery on Tuesday or gone, right?
Yes.
And it's an inside job too.
Yes.
It goes beyond just the young men, these well-off young men who were involved.
Yeah.
And what we got to come to grips with is that the whole country, in this whole country, we have a lot of supposed professional people who are very involved in skullduggery, corruption, and robberies.
But they do it in a different way. They don't go, they steal in a different way.
Right. The good thing about the robbery is that the female clerk who was to appear at 7 o'clock for work, come to work 7:30. It's a good thing Guyanese like come to work late. And the other thing is, what Akeem Rajkumar,
Who is he?
he was shot in Leopold Street during the week. The police alleged that he robbed some people with a gun, and then when they went for him, they alleged that he attacked all these policemen with long guns. He attacked them for take away their guns. They shot him, and then later on they went back and planted drugs or planted marijuana in some area and said it's his marijuana.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
How you know that?
What I care
about,
what I care about is the due process.
Does he have a lawyer?
I don't know, but the point is, he's not the only one. There's another guy from Linden that got shot in his abdomen and his intestines protruded because the police said, he attacked them when they go and check him, he had marijuana. How can you want to kill people for marijuana? How you want to shoot them for marijuana? You understand? And the point is, due processes of the law are not being followed. I wonder if there's going to be an inquest into this robbery and find out is who bullet actually killed rename Ewart Elton Ray. Because normally in foreign, if the police shoot somebody,
I don't
even
think it's the police.
or whoever, even a police action.
No, it's self-defense.
No.
Yeah, he had a gun.
Well, yeah, but you still have to have an inquest. We still do inquests
Yes,
to find out.
Mr. Granger, I want to talk a little bit about law and order. Watch. Some of the things you said are very important. Later on we'll go into details, but I want to bring us back to this question of law and order. This government, particularly the president, came to power because a lot of people in this country and abroad felt that we have reached the point of law and order, a disorderly society where people can do what they like. What we are reaping is going back to 20 years of disorderly society. Watch. Hydroni, Good Hope, NDC, which was always being controlled by the PPP. According to the law of this country, they were supposed to be the NDC that controls the market. You know the big market at Parika there? Well, during the PPP time, they took it away from them, and the regional chairman, they were in charge of it. The minister, I just read the letter. I should have brought it.
Okay.
The minister has just given an order based on the law that this NDC, Hydroni, Parika, and Good Hope NDC, where I live, should go back to the market. And you know what that will happen? It is a question of abiding with the law and not people doing what they like. The other issue we got here, Mr. Sharma, is about Mr. Gaskin, Raymond Gaskin.
Oh, Raymond. There's so many Gaskins around.
Yeah, well, yes. They're Portuguese people.
Those are Portuguese people.
What they are Portuguese?
Guyanese, they're
Guyanese, Portuguese.
It doesn't matter about the ethnicity. Guyanese.
No, we can't talk about the name. The point is this. He waited until the law was passed. He could have stopped it, get a bigger debate about the issue. He waited until the law was passed, and then he's now filing a case to ask that the
And he likes the limelight.
Well, I did write an article about it. Saying that that's what he likes. He likes the limelight. But Gaskin, cannot now challenge this legislation. Because what they're trying to do is to avoid the
Raman, I would like
necessary.
to interrupt the program because we want to get people.
You got
on the
two people
program.
there?
We got
Yeah,
two
we
persons,
got-
two persons. Please come far, please come. Yeah. No, come. No, you don't have to come. You sit down, come. Just talk with God, talk what you want to
You
say.
can stand up.
Yes, you stand up, come, stand up, come. You don't have to go. You don't have to go on the camera. You don't have to go on the camera and take it.
You don't want to be seen?
Come, you don't want to see.
No, it's just a slight problem.
Oh, tell me the problem. Just stand. Tell me the problem.
Come in, come in.
Talk about by there.
I would normally come to Tonto.
Come in.
Because I show him, I don't need to go here.
Why you come there?
What is your
Why
problem,
you
man?
come here for?
What is the problem?
What is the problem?
The problem is, now
What?
I come
Pensioner? Pension?
No, I would come to a relative because it can't work.
Okay,
For
tell me
that
what-
money.
tell me what them,
I
tell me.
just need to get back home.
Yeah.
And this time I come, she said she don't have anything.
You want to raise.
I just want a package to go back home.
All right, so have a sitting on, give her $1,000. Go sit here, I give you $1,000. Tax free money, give you $1,000.
She come.
You want a raise.
Yeah, get
She get a raise, she get a
$1,000. People
raise.
have people that got one money. Come.
Come for your raise.
Come.
Oh, you want
Don't
your
show
feet
your
embarrassed?
face. Don't show your
Don't show your face, not show your face, come.
Don't feel
Hide your
embarrassed.
face, come. Take $1,000 if you want to sound feet, come. Take $1,000. You go up. Don't make nobody see the face, come.
Yeah, you need a raise, you need a raise.
Yes, mama, what is the next problem?
Yes,
One
I
love.
come for
Yeah.
justice.
I mean, what was your justice?
I get justice here.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because my daughter,
Yeah.
she's living with her husband.
By the way, tell me your name, please. Introduce
I
yourself.
am Deborah Thorne here.
Yes.
She's living with her husband. She's lazy. Right? And he works. He hardly works.
Okay.
Now, if he hits the mother, beat up the mother. And
Wait,
she-
beat up the mother?
Yes, he's beat up
What?
the mother.
Yes.
And the little girl sees, she must give him rudeness.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Because it's her mother.
Yes.
He put her out night
Yes,
time.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
The auntie, his mother
Yes.
condoned to it.
Yes.
Because she go across, find out the story, and
Yeah.
had Shania walking up and down on the
Yeah.
road, my grandchild,
Yeah.
walking up and down on the road
Yeah.
until some minutes past
Yes,
9.
yes.
Then she took Shania
Yes.
in her place
Yes, yes.
to sleep when
Yeah.
the auntie here. And
Yeah.
the auntie come down and took Shania. This
Yeah.
time the mother say, Man, Kaisha. Don't let she come back
Make,
in.
you want to make your point. Make your point. Please make your point.
Yes.
Tell me what you already talking about. Tell me.
Yeah,
I
because
don't, you're not
I go
making
to
the point.
the
Yeah.
welfare.
Yes.
Went to the welfare.
Yeah.
And the welfare say,
Yeah. What do the welfare say? Who's the welfare?
the welfare on next to Dolphin School.
The probation office.
Provision.
Not
Okay.
probation. It's
Who was it?
probation.
Who was that?
Next to Dolphin
I
School.
don't know. Go
That's
ahead,
the
tell me what you
welfare.
got. Tell me what
Some
you got.
care,
Tell me what you have to say.
protection
Yeah.
services. So I went to them. I tell them the story.
Yes.
Because the mother put her out again.
Yeah.
After the auntie take her, the mother put her out again. The welfare say, well, okay, they're going to look into the matter.
What they put her out from you?
I don't know. He
How
said
old is the girl?
13 years.
What? Yes.
Yes, and the mother, they say that how they're going to look into the welfare of the child. They're going to look into the matter. They go and they pick up Shania from her school. Go and pick up the mother. And then when they pick up the mother, took her at the welfare place.
Yes.
And question.
Who's the welfare officer here?
It in broad and here, thing. I can't even remember if it's mine.
I got you remember all these things. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
Broad and
the
Smith
question
Street.
her. Yes, Broad and Smite.
Right, okay.
Smite Street.
Yes. What did they have to do?
They didn't do anything. They send back the child home with the mother,
Yes.
right? And the child getting abused.
Yeah.
Mother just beat her up. They didn't even look into that.
Oh my.
I told them that the mother don't send the child to school.
Man, his father in human service. Raman? Father in human service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's your
mother-
human service minister now?
The Human Service Minister is Mrs. Amna Ali.
You know human service minister? No, don't think so.
Social protection.
Yes, it's there, man. Social
Okay,
social
okay. You went
protection.
there?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me.
And they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
they send the child back home.
Yes.
And the man say, if she only slip, he's going to throw her out again.
Yeah.
But the mother is very lazy and
Yeah.
take the child and don't even send her to school.
Serious matter.
Yes, she don't send the child to
Yes,
school.
yes, yes.
So the little girl miss out a lot
Yeah, yes.
exam,
Yeah.
the test. The little girl miss out a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, she is lazy. The little girl got to bathe his children's skin, right? And take them to school and she see.
I'm bring chair with it. You want to say the police bring chair. Say you wait down. Yes, you go ahead.
Yes,
I'm
and she
telling you
see
more
that.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and allow the man to put her child and his children in the
Yeah,
house.
yeah. Come to have a seat. Have a nice property seat. I can't allow you to sit all the time. You sit here. For the rest of it. How old are you now?
Me, I'm 60.
What? What age?
Looking good for 60.
Okay. Tell me what is something
Yes,
you probably
ma'am.
major probably got.
So, yes, the little child got to do all the work
Yes.
because the mother don't want to do the work. Don't send the child to school. All this I told the welfare. When I go to the school
Tell me what did you told Stark was welfare officer?
last week, Wednesday.
Well, actually Wednesday?
Yeah,
Oh.
she didn't go to school the following week from since Wednesday. And exam was on. Yes. And she missed the
What is
exam.
the welfare officer name? Could you remember?
Miss
Remember?
Granum.
What?
Granum. Yeah.
Okay, Granum, yes.
Miss Granum.
Yes.
And my daughter
Yeah.
take the child down at the back there
Yes,
with
yes.
all the things that I give her.
Yes.
She don't give her anything.
Okay,
She
okay.
don't give her anything.
Okay.
All the things that I give her, whenever I give her anything, when she was down there before, the stepfather
Okay.
used to use it up.
Okay.
I would like justice
Okay.
because she cannot keep the child.
Yeah.
Okay.
She cannot keep the child, and she don't want to send the child back.
Just did not deny you. Yes.
Yeah, she don't want to send the child back up at the auntie.
Okay. What else you like to say?
I would like to say I would like the child to go back at
Go
the
back to
auntie.
school.
Yeah,
Yes.
because she getting into schooling and everything there.
Okay. Well, let me go to the program. Thank you for some year week.
Yes, and we hope that she will get some justice.
Yeah.
I think you agree with me, sir?
Yeah, definitely. But more than that, I can't understand why parents and guardians are taking this approach to young people. In fact, that is where the crux of our problem lies. When older folks do not want to take the responsibility of grooming and nurturing and mentoring and just generally looking out for young people and allow young people to fall through the cracks. Look, a 15-year-old young man slash a man neck up in quarantine.
Yes, that's true.
Because this man been tantalizing the 15-year-old
Yes.
about his sister.
Yeah.
And the youth man couldn't take it too much bullying. That was serious bullying. And they gotta look into that. Now, it's happening all around.
Yeah.
So this situation with this 13-year-old, and remember these 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old smelling the oats, them little girl and easy and no rats.
Okay.
So we gotta really
Yeah.
enforce
Yes.
the discipline on them.
Yes.
Look, if we as elders
Yes.
don't enforce that
Yes,
discipline, they're going to end up like Elton Ray and these well-off
Okay.
middle-class youths who think that they have but they don't have enough, so they want to get rich or die trying. Look,
Okay.
they're very foolish, and I'm saying to all young people,
We want that on the roadside rum shop. Roadside rum shop. Plenty of roadside all over the whole country. All country of roadside rum shop.
that's another problem.
Yes.
Too
That's a
many.
big problem.
Too many rum
Yeah,
shops,
yeah,
and we
we-
got to increase the taxes on rum shops,
yeah.
on
Zoning,
alcohol,
yes, yes.
on tobacco.
Yes.
Those taxes
This
ought
is
to be
what
increased.
Mr.
Not in
Shah-
residential
You
areas.
understand?
Mr.
No,
Sham.
noise nuisance
You are right to what
Hold
you
on, hold on.
you're right to what you
goes
say.
with that.
Yeah, what do you
You're
want?
right to what you say.
Yeah.
There has to be some control
Yes.
in the society of law and order. I come back to the question of law and
That's
order.
the basis.
When you look around, the society, the very fabric of our society has been broken down. And people have to begin, there has to be a big
Yes.
debate.
Yes.
The issue he raised about Elton Ray. I know Elton Ray's father. He's a very good man. He's a senior officer of the Immigration Department. And it's not about the, what you call the affluence, or it's gone beyond that. People are doing things to show other people, not to look for comfort. I mean, a youth like that who has a degree, who is a professional, whose father is a highly respectable person, to end up in that kind of situation, there has to be a big debate and discussion among all of us about how do we deal with this problem. It's not, listen, a child that is brought up cannot be the responsibility only of the parents.
Yeah.
It has to be
Society.
the responsibility of the community in which they live.
That's
And unless
right.
we get
Yeah.
back to that, we ain't going to build
Bad
anything.
examples at the top.
Exactly. We are happy that we have a president
Yes.
who has a wife,
Yes.
who goes around
Yes.
and does work, social work.
Okay.
And that's a good start. That's why I credit Mr. Granger.
Before
For
I
being
close the
upright.
program, let's get some your comment before I close the program. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would really like the child to go back to
Yeah,
the
go back to school.
Yeah, up to the auntie because she's not sending the
How
child.
the old the child is said?
13 years.
13 years.
Yeah,
And then the send
she's
child
not
to-
sending the child.
How
to
you
school.
know what the last day is the send child to school?
Week before the last Wednesday.
Okay.
One of the issues you have that I've been investigating is another case just like yours, where there is no correlationship between the Ministry of Education and these other ministries, the Ministry of Social Protection. There are some attempts now to have what is called joint government, because we have an overlap, Mr. Sharma, of lots of civil servants who are in positions to deal with these kind of things, and they're not dealing with it because one is not talking with the other.
Yeah.
So, we're
Let me get some call.
Okay.
If you call. Caller, you on here. Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, from what the grandmother is saying,
Yes.
I get the impression that neither the persons in the home, that's the stepfather
Yes.
and the mother,
Yes.
are really prepared to deal with a teenage
Yes.
girl. Now, teenagers, they're not hot hands, or as
Yes.
some people say, the little girl's hot and
Yes,
they might
yes.
play big men and this and that.
Yes.
If you understand biology,
Yes.
as these children grow into the teen years,
Yes.
there are many changes taking place in
Yes.
their bodies in terms of hormones,
Yeah, that's right.
adjustments,
Yes,
and
yeah,
so on.
yes.
And so it is going to
Yeah.
bring out certain things in them.
Yes.
Now, if during the time you're bringing up these children, you don't do certain things, you don't try to pull them in,
Yes.
befriend them, and let them see that, well, it can place their confidence in you and so on. You have to be prepared for an uphill task. So, I think if what the granny is saying is
Yes.
true,
Yes.
I think that the agency needs to think about the child's best interest, because not because she gives little rudeness. How many of us can give our parents
That's
rudeness?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Many of us,
Yes.
we stretch mouth, we suck teeth. Well, I know many of us at a certain age group, we dared not let them see that we were stretching our mouth or hair or suck our teeth.
Yes.
But many persons, even those parents who don't want to take what their children are dishing out to them
Yeah,
now,
okay.
they have dished out that and worse to their parents.
Okay, man, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Parenting is an obligation.
Yes. Thank you.
That's true.
Yeah, they should
Tell me something. These people
make sure
get-
that the young girl can confide in someone, like a mother
Yes,
or,
here
or a
Mr.
grandmother.
Sharma.
they get food to eat. They get food to eat in their home.
If they get,
Yeah, food to eat.
hardly does get any food because the stepfather, he works only with brush cutting.
Yeah.
Brush cutting.
Yeah.
And when the rainfall plenty, he
Yeah, they
hardly
So
get
who
any
finances
money.
the children? Who finances them? How they get food and so?
That's why the mother don't want the child to go back.
Okay.
Why?
I want the child to go because she's lazy.
Okay.
She want the child to do the work. And then I want the
How old is the mother?
the mother is about 29.
29.
Uh-huh.
She got a child at 16.
15.
Wow.
My
15.
God.
That's a
young
serious
mother.
problem.
I never got on the program.
Ooh.
Call you in. Hello?
Hi, good afternoon, Mr.
Yeah, good afternoon, yes.
Mr. Sham, how are you doing this
And not
morning?
bad,
You look
not
bright
bad.
and beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
A couple of comments.
Yes.
We talked, I heard Mr. Raham, well, he is very critical of the previous administration, but right now people are dissatisfied here too because, look, we're talking of pensioners to get increased.
Yes, we're talking about
if we could
pensioners.
increase them. How could we give 2 minutes to $500,000 extra every month? That money could have gone. Look where your son lives in Diamond. He should have bring in tongue to. He should have come in
not
tongue
giving him
too. They
extra
should have
money.
brought him in tongue and give him a house and everything else. Come on, we wasting money. We all know that this government and shiny, yes, all of us vote, we wanted to change and everything else. But there are certain things that still happening that we got to be dissatisfied. Not only, I'm not crediting the previous government because they do a lot of nonsense with everybody. That's why they lose the election.
Yeah, that's right.
People were dissatisfied. But with this here,
Yes.
$500,000, we increase wages, the ministers them wages. Jaipal Sharma doing a pretty good job. Well, if those two could come from out of town, one and from Mahika or somewhere, Jaipal Sharma live in Diamond, let him go, they should get the $500,000 house for him too. We're wasting money. The thing about...
Oh man, don't take about nonsense right now. Please don't take about nonsense. Good. Okay.
Pardon me?
Yeah, don't take about
Nonsense.
nonsense.
No, I'm just making general comments rebutting to what Mr. Rahman.
Yes.
I think every time in the previous administration, we don't want to go back to that.
No,
It's like
I-
my father can't tell me that when he used to go Borbies, it used to take me 18 days to meet Borbies. Now, plain kind of fast. We want to go forward. We don't want to go backward.
Okay.
So I don't want to hear, and
Okay.
people don't want to hear about what the previous
Yes.
government. We want to know how we could improve
Okay.
this system here.
Yes.
People could be happy. People could go about, have a good life, like the what the
Yeah,
president
yeah,
said.
yes, yes.
The president doing a pretty good job,
Yeah.
but we got people doing nonsense
Okay.
within the administration
Yeah,
there,
yes.
and we need to sort those things out.
Okay.
President could get money, $6 million, $12 million we waste in there. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, because just like how Sharma making, you think Sharma can't make money? Sharma could go and do private practice and make more money than we're making, but look, if they put you as a minister, it's an honor to serve the country, and you serve it with distinction, right?
Okay.
Like what Sharma doing, go Borbies, go where the cattle them dying and everything else. We need to walk away. Hold on, sending the party to Mexico. We could have done better than that. There's so much that every day is saying things could have been better, but it got one and two persons who just messed it up.
Okay.
And we keep harping for the past. Thank
Okay.
you very much, gentlemen. Mr. Rahman, don't get thin skin and I'll feel it come after you.
No, you
Because
made a good point. I agree.
honestly, I am not doing that, but you're going back too much and people getting fed up with it.
I agree
We're
with
gonna
you.
pass administration.
I
We
got
want
it
for new
written down
administration.
here.
We want good from them.
I have,
Thank you very much.
I have it written down here. I was going to talk about the $500,000. I want to know. You know whose house she rented? The house that was rented
I
to
know
a
house
fellow
rented. I know
owned
that.
by
I
a
know
fellow
that.
called Peter Ramsey.
I know house
Who
rented.
was
Yes, who now joined the PPP.
Yes,
very
right.
close to
Right.
that deal.
Now listen to this. This is an
And
important
the rent
thing.
is inflated.
Yes,
Because
she
she had
inflated the
parts
rent.
of the house that she couldn't even use.
The
She had the whole
You're
house.
a businessman and you also rent house. Now, you know this, right? I ask you a question and see whether you think is right. A man come and he say he wanted a house to rent. And you say, I got houses with different
That's right.
rooms
Yeah,
and,
different rooms,
and,
that's
and
right.
prices and
Yes,
so on,
yes.
right? Why is it that she wants to rent, she and the other one wants to rent a house $500,000 a month? Listen to me, it's about accommodation. It is not that these ministers don't have homes.
They could have
The two of them.
advertised, they could have
They have
advertised.
homes,
In Bartica.
one in Bartica, one in Linden.
Yes.
They don't come and, they come to meetings 1 or 2 times a week. Okay, if they want to stay in Georgetown, it is not their permanent home,
Okay.
so it's an accommodation.
Yeah.
They get a 2-bedroom place, nicely accommodated, not gonna cost more than $50,000 a month. Why should it cost $500,000? I want somebody to call and tell me how a house can cost that.
Exactly.
A hotel room doesn't cost.
So who is the procurement
500,000.
officer, or what's the procurement process?
The Isaac, I will
Sherlock Isaacs
speak to
from
Mr.
Parliament office, he's the one?
Look, let's get the
That
facts.
rented it?
Let's get the facts.
For
They
them?
should have advertised.
The fact of the matter is that the previous government, they used to pay ministers out of Georgetown through the ministry, the office of the president used to be called. Now, the clerk of a National Assembly, the parliament pays the money.
Okay.
The finance minister, one last question, one last thing. The finance minister told Mr. Isaacs that the
ceiling.
ceiling should be $300,000.
1,500
Even that is exorbitant.
Should be more than 200.
And the,
No,
the
no, no, it's not
gentleman,
really exorbitant.
of course it's exorbitant.
Housing in Georgetown is scarce and expensive Trust me on this. You're never been trying to get
300,000. Look,
Then
Mr.
I'll say
Sharma,
the house
what
for
you say? What did you say? Hey, look, look, look.
Too much, too much, too much.
He
too much.
is a real estate man. You're talking to a man who's a real estate man.
CN is
It's
a
too
real
much.
estate
How much?
man.
How much you will say a reasonable?
About 100,000 a month.
Yes,
Well,
100,000.
100,000.
There you are.
Reasonable.
I made my case.
Where?
100,000.
A reasonable
I got
place.
place for 100,000 a month. I got place for 100,000. Three bedroom, 100,000.
Toilet outside or inside?
Inside.
Water running?
Around
Everything,
lights,
everything.
everything, yeah.
I could get a good house for
Yes,
$50,000. Only the
Yes,
minister.
yes.
You not rent house for the family. What are you going on with?
Yes.
It's
Got it,
people's
yeah.
money.
Hello?
And then
Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
I think the grandmother of that child, that
Yes.
13-year-old daughter,
Yes.
I'm listening to her, and I don't want to believe she's giving the full story there, because let me tell you, the Social Protection Ministry is not making joke now with children not
Yeah.
attending school, not being
okay.
mistreated and these kinds of things. So no way could she have put that story to the Social Protection
Okay.
Ministry and they send that child back to the parents. Something is missing from that story.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
Mama, what do you think missing from this whole story?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me what you think missing from the story here now.
I'm missing because he and all in Haverly. I went to them.
Yeah.
And they send the little
What they
girl
parts
back.
knew?
And they said what?
No, no.
Miss Granum.
Granam, yes. And
Yeah.
what Granam said to you? Granam.
She said she gonna investigate.
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 And
And she
how
didn't
long finished?
investigate.
How long passed now?
This is about a week now.
1 week now.
Yeah.
Well, you can
And she
say-
says she's going to investigate
Maybe
and
she's
never
still-
investigate.
maybe she's still
The child get put
investigating.
out again? Eh?
Where they show the church on the street?
Yes, on the road.
So who taking the care of the child?
When the child get put out again,
Yeah.
the auntie go down for her.
Okay.
And
Oh, the auntie
no, the
wraps it?
auntie they
Yeah,
went down
yes,
for her.
yes.
The mother take her
Yes, yes.
by the auntie,
Yeah.
and the auntie collect the child and take her to the police
Okay.
station.
Carla, there's still got more than one. So I got 3 or 4 side story there. we got a little more involved in it. Carla, hello? Hello? Yes.
Mr. Sharma once again.
Yes.
Just to clarify one thing.
Yes.
Eccles,
Yes.
3 bedrooms,
Yes.
yard tile and everything.
Yes.
Upstairs and downstairs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Tile floor, tiled bath,
Yes.
2 bathrooms.
Yes,
You
yes,
could
yes.
get it for
100,000. That's right. You see what that?
Right? Bel Air, upstairs, 2 bedrooms,
Bel Air.
tiled bath, everything.
The one reading from the thing.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Come on, check the papers.
Yeah, check the papers.
Let them put something in the papers that they need house.
Yeah.
And you would see the price of people would go
Sorry,
and bid.
I am telling you, Mr. Sharma.
The price is inflated.
He's right, he's right.
People come through, get the kick out of it.
It is
He's
why-
laughing, you know, he's sailing all the boats he and all the ships.
Yeah.
So it's kickback.
It's kickback. That's the word,
Have a
kickback.
good day.
It's a
Thank you very much.
kickback. You're right. I investigated the matter. It's a kickback. And the boy,
Relax.
Who getting the kickback?
the man who you rent the thing from.
Hold on, man.
Don't get.
Don't get involved.
I wrote an
We
article
know what
about it.
is
I'm going to
going
send it to you. I already picked you up there. I wrote an article about the rent man.
We're sorry, this number is temporarily
It's no rent man. It's a kickback. Am I right? That's the word. Kickback.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Sharma.
yes.
And the little child was crying in front of the
Yes.
welfare.
Yeah.
That's how she would like to go back to the auntie. She knows why.
All right.
She would have liked
Yeah.
to go back. And still the welfare
Yeah.
take her.
Could I
Let the
make-
mother take
could
her.
I make a
The mother
suggestion?
lie.
Yeah.
Could I make a
Lie
suggestion?
on the child.
Could I make a suggestion
Yes,
to end
sir.
this matter here?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I made some notes here. I am going to. I know the people who work there.
Yes.
I know the permanent secretary. We can make
Okay.
an investigation,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Because as you said, the story got many sides. So let
More
me
than
not-
one side.
Let me not carry
3
on.
sides to the story, got.
5 sides.
So
Five
okay,
sides.
I can take a number later on and
Yes.
we can look at it. If you can,
And Sankey is what your side is. Let me hear your
Yeah,
side.
well, I
Yeah.
agree with the idea that
we'll investigate it.
you
I
have
see
to
that.
investigate
Yeah.
the matter thoroughly.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
You know.
That's what the
Yeah.
welfare
Yeah.
did.
Let me tell you, the government.
Come. Give me your name, please. Your name. Sit here. I'd like to get your name, proper name and telephone number, please.
The-
So I can investigate the
Deborah
matter.
Thornhill.
Yeah.
Well, write it. I never can everybody know your name.
No.
You should write it down there. Give us that one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Give us our review about
No,
this.
no, we agreed that Mr.
His grandmother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
yeah.
should investigate
Yeah,
the
yeah,
matter
yeah.
thoroughly. He knows the relevant people at the ministry.
Yeah. That's my work
We
to
will
investigate.
get to the bottom of it.
Why you come and rent the house? The
phone number.
room,
Yeah, put your
a
phone
room
number.
house.
Well, we already said that is excessive
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
rental
yeah,
is
yeah.
excessive and somebody must be getting a kickback. And
We want
this
to
should
get-
not be permitted.
Yes.
And we should
That's plenty.
bring those
That's
contracts.
plenty covered again.
Yeah, just as we want the contract to end for the medical,
Yeah.
the medical facilities that were, so we should bring those contracts that immediately.
I'm not the clock, I'm the ringmaster.
No, but there was
Colony. Hello?
last week we mentioned that there was a
Hello?
journey minister in the previous government who paid, who was paying
yeah.
$800. We didn't call it
Yes, but you see,
$800,000.
there is somebody who called me up and was saying that the man was paying more than $500,000 a month for a telephone.
Yes.
$500,000, the last government. $500,000 were paying for a
Let
telephone.
me get into that now, really.
No, but what
Yeah,
did
let's move on.
Carter, hello? Hello?
The Speaker
Hello?
of the National Assembly,
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Speak up, please.
No, concerning this $500,000 being
Yes.
isn't it something to do
Mom,
with
I can't hear you
you
properly.
got to speak up,
louder,
put it in the
speak
mouth.
louder.
isn't it something to do with allowances? Is it rent? I think I read the news and noticed that it's mentioning allowances.
Not allowance, man, it's rent.
Rent is rent.
All right, thanks. Now
Yeah.
listen, concerning these pensioners,
Yes.
yes, it is a very hurtful thing
Yeah.
to see those people standing.
In the sun and rain,
If we can be honest,
Yes.
And they have bills to pay.
when Ms. Manik-Chan
Yes.
was in charge of that area that
Yes.
deals with
Yes. Yes.
pensioners, and
Yes.
I've noticed efforts had been made to make those people comfortable.
Yes.
You would pass at the post offices or wherever the payments
Yes,
are being
yes,
made,
yes.
and you see chairs and tent and that sort of thing set up to accommodate them.
okay.
Because some of these old people, we don't know their situation if they're leaving home without breakfast in their stomach.
I agree with you.
All these kinds of
I agree
things,
with you.
and it's hurtful to see them
I agree with
standing
you. I agree on that.
in
Yes.
long lines.
Yes.
So I would suggest that maybe whoever is in charge link up with her and ask some advice as to what to do. I'm not pro people.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I am,
Okay.
we need to face the truth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Something needs to be done.
What your suggestion should be done?
Well, nothing is wrong with making effort to have
Okay,
seats and
okay,
so on.
okay,
Or,
yes.
as Mr. Rahman said, many of them might have their bank account. Make arrangement for that money to be paid.
Yes, yes.
But then there again, with the bank, they will
Yeah.
have to go and join line to get out
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit money and,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
No,
Let
they
them
can,
see.
if they have a car, they go to the ATM. And
Yeah.
draw the
Thank you
money
very
out.
much.
Good.
They go to the ATM and draw it
Got
out.
it, Yanni. Hello?
Anytime they want.
Hello, good afternoon,
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Kawa.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Join your panel.
Yes.
Why is it when people talk the fast and the truth just cut and have the seat?
You got to get up again because we can't understand you.
You see also,
Yes.
when you go in the line,
Yes, yes.
then they tell you the money finished.
Yes.
So imagine a person wake up in the morning, go and join
Yes,
a long
yes,
line,
yes.
then the money runs out at the post office. You know?
Could I explain this?
Call Yanni. Hello?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Last week I called about the immaculate condition of the road at Ward Marisma.
Yes.
I noticed that the road is being done in North Street Lodge.
Yes.
Seemingly a very good job.
Yes.
But the drainage on both sides of the road leaves much desired.
Yes.
I would suggest that they seal the edge of the road after they've done the laying of the asphalt.
Yes.
Okay, number two, I've seen that a lot of speeding policemen are being built around the city.
What?
Speeding policemen.
Okay.
Okay, the longitudinal
Yeah,
axis
yeah,
of those,
yeah,
of those,
yes.
of that construction leaves much to desire. They rub it. I don't know why they can't get a steel rule and line the edges of the steel policemen. It looks unsightly and ugly.
Ugly. Okay. Thank you very much. You know what the stupid policeman is talking about?
Yeah.
Not policeman, not the policeman.
Block on the road.
Block and road. The way they
Yeah, but,
expect
yeah, Mr. Sharma, how much of that you're going to put? You're going to slow up the traffic to such an extent?
Well, no, those sleeping policemen are doing a good job. The first thing, they ain't taking bribes. Secondly, they're all on the job.
But
Thirdly-
but if you're going to do that, no. If you're going, but if you're going to do that, if you
You
want,
put them in areas where there have been regular accidents. You
yes,
put
yes,
those.
but also too, you have to put up the necessary signs
Signs,
Yeah.
to
sleeping
show
policemen.
the pedestrian, the
Yes,
driver,
that's right.
that
Slow
you're,
down.
you
I
are
agree,
you're coming up.
They should have that.
So that's
I
the
agree
sleeping-
with you.
And the marking on the road.
I agree with you.
Yeah, because some people don't
Okay,
know.
Ram, I agree with you. Carry any here.
They
Hello,
don't know
hello.
there's a sleeping policeman
Hello?
there.
That's right.
And the car get broke up.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Sharma.
Yes?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to start something concerning the previous administration.
Yes.
When Robert Prasad was minister,
Yeah.
here he used to live.
Yes.
But could the fella in the white cell where Robert Prasad used to live?
Well, you used to live at the corner of Lamont. You got.
Correct. How much rent you used to pay there?
It was a government property. Eh?
It wasn't at that time.
I can't recall that.
It was, yes, he used to live
But
right
how
there.
much did he used to pay? Are you trying to justify what they did, what is happening now? We
And
used a new
I want
government.
to make a point here.
Yes.
Ms. Booms is not paying any 500,000 rent or whatever the fellow is saying. Parliament is who's doing it.
Yes,
That's taxpayers' money. Doesn't matter who pays. It's taxpayers'
But
money.
she's not doing it, so don't blame her for anything.
No, we're not
Why you not
blaming
blaming her? She look. It's the accommodation that she chooses.
We're not blaming her.
It's not a house you're renting for free.
It's accommodation. She needs accommodation, not a house.
And I would go along with Leanne. She has to get something proper because she will have people visit, almost that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but it can't be.
Okay.
Oh, come on, man. We nitpicking on something.
$500,000.
Personally, if you ask me, Simona Brooms deserves a lot more.
No, don't get
Personally, no.
Do not
Let's
get
look at
down
work
that
output.
road.
That's one of the ministers
This
that been getting
government
results
is
in this
not
government,
about-
you know.
No, but this government is not
I
about
understand.
that. You have to be humble.
Okay,
You have to
okay.
be-
But right now we have a lot of freeloaders
be
in the
modest.
government. They're
Please be
getting.
quiet. I do not take
But
out here.
look at how it's been.
Yeah, but we'll
Yeah,
talk about
Mr.
this.
Boyd,
Yeah.
take an example.
Yeah,
Mr.
example,
Boyd
exactly.
lived in his own house.
Hi.
He lived in his own house until he died.
Call you in here. Hello?
He better if you build a house, so don't get him.
Oh my
Please be
cool
quiet.
out.
Yeah. Hello? Hello, calling on here. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
The minister, Jennifer Westford, when she was living in Echo, she was living in Echo from the time she joined government to the time she come out of government. And
Yeah.
she was paying $2,000 a month rent. Most of the ministers out there in the PPP time used to be paying this type of money, but they used to be paying to some department that the parliament had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I was these guys, most of them were paying super rent. They could investigate it and check on it.
Okay.
He has a point here, but what
We're not two wrongs don't make a right.
no, what he's saying, no, that is
Hold
right.
on, hold on.
No, I think what
Yeah.
he's saying is
Yes,
correct.
yes.
I think what he's saying.
Yeah.
I've started to do
Yeah.
some investigation on
Yes,
that,
yes.
and I think what he's saying
What you found out
is
on that?
right.
What you found out on that?
No, what the point he
Yes.
made about the $2,000
Yes,
a month,
yes.
I think he's right.
But there's another
what
minister.
what we are saying, this is a new government, and we must not repeat.
Now, the Speaker of the
Yes,
National
yes,
Assembly,
yes.
Dr. Barton Scotland, has come out strongly that parliamentarians ought to be showing more respect to
Exactly.
him and to the whole process of being in Parliament. That's where the breakdown has been happening in this country.
True.
Because when the children them look at how they behave in that
Yeah.
fish market, they have no respect anymore for politicians and for people in authority, and they feel that anything goes.
No.
Dr. Scotland is correct. There's a certain protocol, a certain gravitas, a certain way you got to conduct yourself in that highest office,
But Leon,
Parliament.
Leon, you're right what you say, but the thing is, Mr. Sharma, they need to put a camera so people can see them how they are performing.
I used to put a camera. I used to put a camera.
No.
I used to.
Why you stop?
No.
So I can't pay money.
You gotta pay, gotta send somebody there.
It's very costly. Put the camera.
But when you,
I do
if
it
the
for 8,
people,
10 years. I do it for.
When you had the news,
I use a new gas. I don't use gas.
Mr. Sharma, if you
Yeah.
have them on camera all the time, you will see Mr. Nandalal sleeping in the parliament.
Sleeping?
Yes, I have a photograph.
he
Sleeping
said
in the
another one
parliament.
picking the nose.
No, he was literally
no,
sleeping,
but,
snoring
no,
in
I
the
said
parliament.
different things
That
happen.
is what you
But
pay
you-
these guys to do.
Or they on the
I have it. I have
or they on the
it.
cell phone.
I am going to show
texting.
you
They
when you
might-
finish
they
the
might be on
program.
the
Finish.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, yeah. Good.
Point about the
Yes. Yeah.
rental.
Yes.
I think what is missing
Yes. What means?
is a policy.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
There should be a policy
Okay.
Correct.
by Parliament that rental for ministers
Yes.
should be so much
Yes.
and no more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is
Exactly.
point number one.
Correct. Yes.
Point number two,
Yeah.
during the last Parliament,
Yes.
Desmond Trotman moved a motion
Yes.
to remove barriers from around Parliament
Yes.
during sittings of Parliament.
Yes.
Now they increase.
All barriers have returned.
It's
And
worse.
they have not only returned,
It's worse
but
than
they have
before.
been extended.
Yeah.
Thank you
worse.
very
Freddie
much.
mentioned that. Freddie mentioned that.
Thank you.
I don't know what's going on.
Where did you go? Where did you go?
Freddie Kisudan mentioned
You cannot restrict the
Hello?
people.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
They already got a policy, with this thing. Only senior ministers supposed to be getting house or allocation or the thing to house.
How you know that?
Not, it's there in the it's there, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
Find out.
Yes.
Only senior minister they do accommodation for.
Yeah, that's true.
And when the gentleman
Yes,
who I
yes,
respected a lot, Rastaman, say, well,
Yes.
she deserve a lot.
Yes.
Mr. Rastaman, I don't want to say a lot of things.
Yes.
But I don't think so.
Yes.
I know why I'm saying that. And you see, with all those things that she brought people from all over and do them things.
Yes.
You know, it's only when you're guilty then you must stop people to come and talk on your behalf.
Yes.
She got a voice, let her talk.
Yes.
And so a lot of things is better left unsaid because we might end up getting sued. So I don't want to be sued.
Okay.
It's only senior minister. When
Yes.
Paul come, ask him what they say. That's the thing about it. Only senior minister. She doesn't deserve it. Mr. Rahman is right. Accommodation,
Yes.
not home.
Yes.
And thank
Yes.
you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
See,
Hello.
The next one, see. Bottom.
Hello, you on the air. Hello, you on the air. Hello.
you know that thing very well, no?
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes.
Sharma.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
And the members of
Yes.
the
Yes.
Good
yes.
afternoon, ma'am.
Concerning the pensioners, I
Yes.
believe that they should have more staff during pension time to serve those people.
How do you get
So
him?
the line will move
How do you
faster.
get him? How do you get him? How do you get him up here this time?
No, the post office is
Yeah.
inefficient, and that's what she's
They
saying.
move very
Yeah.
slowly.
Yes.
Yes, the inefficient.
Yes.
The whole thing needs to be revised.
Yes.
And I keep repeating again, you cannot treat old people, elderly people in that kind of a way. We have to do something, and I hope, and I'm going to talk to Mr. Amnali, something drastically needs to happen.
You're going to talk to her?
Yes, I will talk to her. Well, she asked me to speak to her.
Amnali
is the minister.
No. What is she responsible?
She's the minister now of
Yes,
social
yes.
protection.
We don't know. I don't know.
When we went to see the president, she said
Okay,
she wanted to see me.
Yeah.
So we're going to see her.
You're
And
going-
this is one of the issues we're going to raise with her about the way in which our elderly people are treated.
Yeah.
She would not like
Yes,
herself to
yes,
be
yes.
treated like that.
Yes. Yes.
And if she doesn't
Yeah.
like herself to be treated like
Yes,
that, then
yes.
she must talk. Look,
Yes.
these people go to the post office. The
Yes.
post office people are under
Yes.
threat of foreclosure.
Yes.
And they better be careful that if they continue to
Yes,
behave in
yes.
this kind of manner
Yes.
to our elderly people,
Yes.
that we can close down the post office and then get
But
out.
they've revived
They
the
can't
post office
close
in
down
the
the
States.
post
They revived
office.
the post office in the
No.
States.
You don't need post office
That's an
anymore.
institution.
What do you need it for?
They revived it in the States.
What we need post office for?
Got
They-
any?
they-
Got any?
yeah,
Hello?
we don't need post office anymore.
You will always need post offices.
Mails, letters. You can letters through emails now. You can
You
pack
can't
them.
send parcels through the email though.
You got private companies.
Those
that
companies
now-
are very expensive.
No, they
You deal with those things. Federal.
Call any? Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Sharma.
They're
Yes,
subsidizing
I
the
am
post office.
totally against the 500,000.
What are you against for?
I'm totally against it.
Yes. Yes.
I'm working at the public health ministry.
Yes.
They have 2 female
Yes.
attendants.
Yes.
One finished working 5 months.
Yes. Yes.
They only working for
Yes.
$1,900 a day.
Yes.
They work 5 months.
Yes.
When you go for your salary, you could only get 2 months.
Yes.
The one that once finished working for 3 months.
Yes.
When she go for the money, they can't pay her
Okay.
until the 4th month.
Yeah.
And she only going to get 1 month salary.
Yeah, they've got to
I'm
put
against the 500.
they've got to put an end to that contract right away. And
So
Thank
they
you
not
very
only they pay the paid workers.
Yeah.
I do 500,000. I had to work 23 years before I get 800,000
What?
security.
It's $500,000.
But you try this money and they just do government.
Yeah.
But things got to change.
Okay.
yes,
Things got to change.
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Mr.
you.
Hines
Yes.
should relax himself a little bit.
Okay.
Mr.
Really
Who?
condemn the president. The president is doing a fine job.
Yes.
A fine job, Mr. Green, just
Okay.
doing.
Yeah.
And before y'all continue to inform the nation what's going on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Call in. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
I called before to highlight good for acting the new scheme, main road to come in before you come over to the bridge.
Yes.
It's very bad. You see right now, it's taxiing bringing you into the area because it have a big hole in front of the bridge and lots of pothole. And I highlighted to Mr. Jaipal, but he say he know about it, but they're doing road that's very bad before they come into this area. But, I see no other road in Pleasant or in other ways the bad like this road.
Yes.
So I just like to know when you could highlight this problem.
So next 2-3 weeks from now.
Mr. Jaipal Sharma,
All right, Mr. Sharma, thank you very much for this.
Everybody calling him. Everybody calling. The subject minister should listen to this program.
He's a man of all seasons.
No. Let's be fair. This program is called
the voice of the people,
Justice for All.
For all, yes.
And he's the only minister who's making himself accountable to the people. Isn't that a dereliction? It's a dereliction of duty. No, it is a dereliction. When Rupert Ryan was Minister of Education, I told him many times that he must either come to this program or find NCN
Mr.
to go and talk.
He never come on the program.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
How many times come on the program?
You've been saying that all the time.
Exactly, that's the point I'm trying to make.
You can say no.
We have got to have ministers who are humble, who want to make themselves accountable.
But they've already
responded
to the
Rama, all of my team asked to go to minister
I know that I'm now saying that.
He never turned
not only him, Mr. Nagamutu, all of them. Now they become big boys. Nagamutu used to come here when he was not a minister or anything, right? All of them used to come here. Rupert came here one time.
But
Rupert was here one time when he was opposition. Yes, he sat next to me right here. You forget.
But Minister of Public Security has responded to the noise nuisance. They have an interagency.
Let me say this. The minister, I have a lot of respect for Ramjatan as a person. But I don't have any respect for him as a minister.
No, you're going to say
the reasons for that. Three of them now.
The reasons for that.
Hold up, Nagamutu and Ramjatan.
It's because
watch it.
He has not. The dereliction of duty. You have all these problems. He is making comments about. Look. Apart from that, these guys have political responsibility as leaders of their political party. And that is why I have a problem with political parties, because when they get elected, the people are not. They're not accountable to the people. They're accountable to their party, and that is the problem.
We spoke about the constitutional change.
The constitutional change that I must give.
Yes.
Duncan Street is a main street, taking it from Vincent Road to Terrace Street.
Terrible road.
Guyana Street.
Yes.
Lamaha Street, those are main streets.
Yes.
If you see the condition of those streets.
Lamaha
Street is almost gone into the trend.
Yes.
Duncan Street, they can't pass it. There's some big holes. I don't understand what is.
And how long have you been here?
And the Minister of
Public Infrastructure
is doing. He lives in Lamaha, he's got to pass those streets.
Yeah, those are main streets. Duncan Street should be.
Actually, AFC.
Yes, I agree with you, sir.
Actually, AFC leader why them kind of people. Is the AFC put them kind of people as ministers? Not Mr. Granger. Mr. Granger's hands are tied. Let me explain this. Let me tell you.
He's an executive president.
No,
how can his hands be tied?
Could I explain? Look, Mr. Granger's not here to defend himself. Why I have to defend him? Let me tell you.
Why you got to defend him? Why you have to do that?
Because he's not here. And I am a representative of the APNU and a part of this coalition.
WPA?
No.
Yes.
APNU, I said. You claim me too. So we are part of it. But let me make this point. Look, don't forget that the president's hand is tied with the accord, the Cummings Board Accord. The mistake that you made is that you didn't have a similar thing like that. But we don't need those things anymore. What we need is what Mr. Sankey just said. If we reform the Constitution, we don't have to have any of these agreements, because you will then form a pact after the election. And then political parties in the government can then decide whether they will support this policy, that program, or the other program.
Okay.
The AFC sits on their hand and do nothing.
What is your view, Mr. Sankey?
No, see, we need constitutional change so we can go.
Yeah.
You know, it will benefit everyone in that regard, in terms of negotiations and in terms of.
What is your view?
Please.
No.
Let's be serious. Brothers, allow me now to say my piece. Y'all making me a joke, and I'm not a joke. I came here and I said we deal with constitutional reform. And even if I dealt with marijuana, it's a matter of people's rights and freedoms either. Even. No, listen, no, I'm serious.
Yes.
Attacking the Constitution rather than enforcing it has us in this mess today. That's what Lincoln Lewis says. Please, can I touch on Lincoln's letter? Because it's important. Because constitutional reform is the most important issue facing Guyanese today.
Right now.
All right. Okay, go right ahead.
Call you and
Go right ahead.
Hello.
Hi. Hello?
Yes.
You guys make me a joke.
Hello.
Y'all don't want me start.
See, we got this get kind of too long, bro. You got time. Limit time.
You got to make your point fast.
You got to make your point fast. You got to make your point fast. You can't delay time. Hello, call you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yes.
I look at some of the programs with the press conference with the Mr. Hines and his three colleagues. You know, it's very disgusting because Mr. Hines, like he want to form his own political party, you know.
Oh, yes, party.
Yeah, because everything he just opposing the government, opposing. Suddenly he get a say. So I want to know what really is his plan.
There's a meeting on July the 20th.
Right, and the other thing, Mr. Sharma, right at the corner, Cummins and Regent Street here. You could take a look at it there. You know, a lot of these homeless people are right under that shed there.
I know.
They have pallets there.
Yes.
They have bed there, they're washing there, they're doing all sorts of things there, looking very disgusting. And also at right next to there, the way those people are, you find a lot of two places doing tinting there, and what they're doing, all of the pieces from what the material from what they're using, they're leaving it and messing up the whole place there.
Okay, thank you very much.
And just by talking to these two
this program is not to use a make speech. We can't make speech. It's just a calling forum. It's a calling forum, not to make speech.
That's an important point. You made a cover on the law and order.
Law and order.
We don't deal with street people.
Yes.
Now I want to totally agree with the last caller. This man Hines like he started son of a Duffy. Now he's trying to say so if the party become a member of the coalition, they got to get equal rights. Now if you start a business with $1,000 and you get 5 members, and one person put in $800, and you just only accumulate $200. You expect the rest who put in $200 to get the same amount of profit as the man who put in $800? The man talking stupidity sometimes, and nothing with pensioners now. I would suggest that, I don't know the situation, but I would suggest that every month is supposed to go for like
He's right, yes.
If some of them delay for 2-3 days, sometimes they go to post office empty, them alone going to draw a pension. But if all of them want to go the same day to draw a pension, there's a crowd is coming, and as I say, I can't judge them. I don't know the situation, maybe important to the money, whatever. It will go on separate days.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Have a night.
How much vote did WP bring in this country? How much vote did you bring?
None. Dr. Davis said they didn't bring in any votes.
It's not about votes.
No. Hold on.
Based on what he said, they should be out of the coalition because they have no use to the coalition.
Who's some more than me, Charma?
But that is what the point I'm trying to make.
Yes, let me hear now.
Okay, here, listen. The mistake that you made was not to have...
I didn't make the mistake.
Yes, to make
yes.
Cummings-Borg Accord like the AFC.
Because
how much votes would the AFC... If we have an election the next time, right? How much votes do you think the AFC will get back the same amount of votes they got? They got 12 seats, Mr. Sharma. 12 seats.
How can you get 12 seats?
But they got 12 seats in this
How can you get 12 seats?
They got excessive. They got excessive.
Because they negotiated for it.
Before.
At the last moment,
that's right.
at the edge of the table, they were saying, if you all didn't give me this, that, the other.
We wouldn't go join.
They got every single thing the AFC got. I was paying attention to the negotiation. In fact, I was on the phone or texting somebody who was there in the negotiation when they were negotiating. So they were hard negotiators. Mr. Nagamoto was a hard negotiator. Now he got everything he wanted. Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Infrastructure, Prime Minister, what else? Minister of Information. all the cars, all the security. And look, you got flooding going on. Diaspora was down there. The farmers, look, you can't import pumps from India when we got flooding. In 2005, you were central to the flooding thing.
That's right.
Good. So you know more than me.
That's
so
right.
I wasn't
Yes,
there.
yes.
You were there too.
Yeah.
You were there too.
Yes.
All right. Talk something about it. This country here, we are talking about climate change for how long? Jagdeo is the what is called the champion of the earth.
Oh, yes.
Forget
Champion
that.
of dirt.
Them boys said don't talk about the past.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the future.
Yeah.
They're right. We're going to keep repeating the
Okay,
past.
okay.
So what is the future?
Yeah.
The future is that they should have had pumps here installed in the trouble areas long ago. Long
And
ago.
not only that, they should
And
have,
that is what my problem I have with Newell Holder.
they should have excess pumps.
Yes.
In case one breaks down, you have
Exactly.
that, you have parts,
so you,
everything
it's
else.
not when you want toilet, Mr. Sharma, then you go make it.
Okay.
You have to make it
Let
toilet
me
before.
let me go to the program in the meantime, right?
Yes.
Please. Call in. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
Lodge is swamp area. Durban Street Lodge right through the swamp
Yes.
area. Since in the PPP days.
Yes.
And also, when they had wanted those boys from
Yes.
Buxton,
Yes.
they flooded the whole of Buxton.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah,
I can recall
yeah,
that.
but
I can
In
recall
order for
that.
the boys to
Buxton and Pleasance have been flooding since in the 40s and the
they
50s.
flooded the whole of Buxton.
Yes.
And where was that falling?
Yeah. Yes.
So you can look into that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Hello. Yes.
Second one. Number two.
Call in. Hello. 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 Yes. Yeah.
I want to say something about these boss men, especially the
Yes.
ones at Parika. I
Yes.
want them to hear
Yes.
what and see what I'm
Yes.
saying. Now, if they can't hear, let me see.
Yes.
I was down there a couple of days ago, and the man who was controlling the buses, right, he cannot control them because they're just uncontrollable. I spoke to the commander, Leslie James, asked him to come down, let's go have a walkabout to see how these guys are behaving. He said you want all the other people to come, the infrastructure people. I called up the infrastructure, the assistant to Minister Annette Ferguson, and I understand she there abroad, right? But the other fellow, I got to call his name,
Yeah,
Leon.
make it by-
Leon,
make it
yes,
by-
I'm making a
time
point.
run out of
Leon
this.
Costello, right?
Yes, yes.
To come
Yes.
to there to represent the
Yes.
minister over the last 3 weeks.
Yes.
And he can't call me. I called him about 10 times.
Why you can't go?
Well, this is what I'm trying
Right.
to say to you. We replace one set of incompetence
Okay,
with another set of incompetence, and Mr. Granger cannot allow these kind of people because you see they're members of the party,
Okay.
and if you're a member of the party, Mr. Granger pledged to get rid of this paramount of the party, and that is why he set up that college to train civil servants and retrain those who are incompetent and lazy and don't do anything. So this is what is happening. We have got to put the pressure up, Mr. Sharma, to ensure that we have good governance. Don't blame Mr. Granger for these kind of
No,
things.
we're not doing
You
that.
can't
We
blame-
never-
you
I
can't
never
do
do
that.
that. We never do
No,
that.
I didn't
There's
say
a call
you.
coming.
Yeah, yeah.
People who are calling in.
Call in here. Hello. 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 Call in here. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, same joke you calling.
Yeah,
Say.
He's
He's a comic. He's a joke. He's a joke. He's a big
He's
joke.
called Sharma coming.
Call in. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Yes.
Now, the rise or whatever group
Yes.
they're
Yes.
called,
Yes.
I would like for them to traverse in their vehicles or on foot through Rock Street, section around Light Street going
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
They need to move around there and then ask themselves whether the decision to introduce
Yes.
parking meter
Yes.
was wrong.
Okay.
Now, as far as I am concerned, there seems to be some other reason for this opposition. And it's very likely that they would want to run the investor out of the opportunity because they probably have the money to invest, to get into that business.
Okay.
No problem. But it was not their idea in the first place, right? So, if they are so keen on putting a stop to this parking meter thing, then it means that they have a better idea as to what the needs of the city are.
Yes.
So perhaps they should make an effort to run for the positions in the next local government election,
Yeah.
to be mayor, to be councillors, and whatever else.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But I think the objective was to the deal, the way it was done, you know, and the level of payment you have to make. You know, it's not so much.
I think that
it was payment was too high.
They were right what they were saying, and because we were part of that campaign, we played an important role.
Exactly.
We played an important role in highlighting the issues about the parking meter.
Yes.
The protocol was bad. Everything about it was bad.
There was no tendering for that.
Yes, and so therefore, what
clandestinely.
we mustn't stay on the wayside, Mr. Sharma. We have to come up with a proposal what we think should be happen to the regulating the traffic in the country. And this program has played that key role. And let us come up with a proposal, put it to the people, let them call in and get a voice. What do you think, Leon?
It's the same thing with the oil situation is emerging now. If we're not vigilant about this oil situation, we'll find that we're going to be bamboozled. ExxonMobil is bigger than countries.
That is why
they got some deep pockets. They can buy up politicians at will. And we got a lot of politicians right now in Guyana for sale.
You're going to still be bamboozled by them.
The point we're trying to make is that if we don't have corrective oversight already, we heading down the garden path, and the resource course and the Dutch disease will become a reality because of the fact that there are politicians in Guyana who are willing to keep things close to their chest rather than being transparent and accountable to us. That's where it's at. And we shouldn't just pay so much attention to the oil. Oil don't spoil, yes, but you can't eat and drink oil. We got to keep our focus on the agriculture
food,
and the diversification of Gaisuko and these kinds of things. We can use the oil money to expand the agricultural base, but we cannot look with a blinkered view just to the oil alone.
That is why I am so. That's why I'm so. You understand why I'm so tough with Noel Holder and the rest of them? You understand why? Because food is the most important thing.
Look what happened to Venezuela.
Yes. And he's talking about selling rice to Mexico. The question is, how much he's selling the rice for? How much?
That price.
What is the price?
Speaking of Nicaragua,
they are not telling us it's below.
Too much secrecy.
It's below.
There's too much secrecy.
Look, the minister. Give credit to the Minister of Finance. He made a public statement and he said we need transparency and we need no secrecy. He said it many times. He said it.
Minister of Finance.
Minister of Finance.
So why don't he tell us then about the oil contracts?
And he got a good assistant. That is Jai Paul Sham.
So what role is he playing with this? Keeping the oil contracts under wraps?
No, he is playing a good role. But we as citizens, he's not the man in charge.
Oh, Raphael Trotman.
Raphael Trotman.
So we got to keep our eyes on Raphael.
Not only Raphael.
Who else?
Lots of other people.
Well.
And. What about Nigel Hughes?
Well, there is an organization called the Guyana Oil and Gas
Nigel Hughes finds
Association.
himself as a legal advisor. Everywhere you go, he's a legal advisor.
Well, remember he got good brains.
He was a legal advisor for that.
Amila Falls.
Yes.
And again, your wife.
Don't blame him for that.
Why you don't blame him?
He's qualified to a high degree, and that's why he gets those kind of cushy jobs.
I see.
And Nandlal has the same problem.
We're all of them the same. Lawyers?
Right.
Lawyers,
and that's why we got to look out for the crooked lawyers.
Name one lawyer in this country
sharks,
who you can go to
and all those
and get good justice. You paid him a lot of money. He ain't no free thing for you. Nigel Hughes.
Hello.
I will ask them to you guys.
Yes.
I just want to ask you something. They were talking about Bart Jagdis getting champion of the earth. And then one speaker said dirt.
He was not the topic of the country.
But just want to ask him, did he buy those awards for himself, or did
I do not. I can't say anything about that. I can't say
you
anything
know?
about that. No, I can't say anything. But I can't answer the question.
We can't answer.
I can't answer the question.
you
If I
what?
get an award,
If you what?
you
If
buy an award.
if
You buy an award.
We don't know that.
Award don't sell.
We don't know that.
I don't know that.
Yeah, awards do sell.
Awards that do sell.
Who sell?
And
They sell
degree,
when you're willing as a leader to give
Yeah.
people concessions to
You
your
got a lot of
country.
honorary awards,
And
honorary doctorates.
Jabdeo got a lot of awards
Got
because
doctorates.
he gave some Indian businessmen from India a lot of concessions in this country,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
give him
yeah.
awards for
That's
that.
right.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't doubt that.
Colin, you know?
You must say you don't know that.
Yes.
Sharma, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
You have a distinguished panel there, but
Yes.
as an
Yes.
observer, I'm watching the gentleman to your right.
Yes.
He's getting a lot more airtime
Yes.
than any other time, especially the Rasta man. He wanted to diligently articulate some paperwork he had in his hand, and I'm very open to listening to everybody's views.
Yes.
What I understand in communication, because I did that, you don't listen to reply. You listen to understand.
Yes.
And the gentleman to your right is getting a lot of airtime, and he's listening just to reply. I admire his intelligence, his restraint at times, but I think everybody needs an equal opportunity. And you're a representation of Guyana, somebody looking from the outside in. I have had the chance to be in Parliament, and I've seen this nonsense going on. Nobody wants to listen because everybody thinks they know it all. Communication is listen to understand, not to reply. So I think you should give the Rasta man his airtime. He's no joke. He's highly respected. And I respect his intelligence. He has something to offer to the plate because I think that's the reason why you have him on the panel. Not to put him down. It's not fear. Okay, that's all I have to say. And two, I'm glad the way how you handling the situation with the senior citizens of this country. Coming home, I see people don't have no respect for the senior citizens. None. The lady that was there with the child, the welfare system, the two people that we should be paying attention to is the youth, the ones that are under 15 or 14 before they get out of hand, and the senior citizens. The one those in between, I think they are responsible for themselves, meaning if they get the proper training, they can handle it. And as for the gentleman who committed that robbery, that's a private matter. We don't know the restraints. We don't know the situation that the family dynamics in, because people just don't get up one morning and do things. They do things out of mental illness. Not that he's crazy, but he can have some disposed condition. He studied in China. You know that country, what it is. You don't know the constraints that he was on, and the restraints. You don't know if he came home with post-traumatic stress disorder, being in another country, and now it played out. We don't know, so we're not here to judge nobody. Okay? So just don't commit crimes like that. They don't commit suicide like that.
Okay, thank you.
Suicide is a problem, not to life. That's how people.
Thank you very much.
Okay? So please give the Rasta man his airtime and let me hear what he has to say.
He's not Rasta man either. He's not Rasta.
No, I am a Rasta man.
You're Rasta?
I praise Selassie, Jah Rastafari. I praise the Almighty Jah. I am a Rasta man.
Call yourself Rasta.
My name is Ras Leon Saul. I have a title towards that.
Good afternoon.
Good
I am a Rasta man.
Yeah, concerning Mr. Hines, David Hines.
Yes.
Everybody.
You cut it off?
No, I cut it off. I cut it off.
Hello?
Cut it by itself.
He must cut off his right.
Yeah, he cut it off by himself.
What do you have to say about Mr. Hines? Mr. Hines is a member of the coalition. Mr. Hines, David Hines, his party that he belongs to is a member of the coalition.
Call it here. Hello?
And there's something that people don't understand.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes?
Hello?
Yes?
Rahman,
He's a friend.
Change up his voice.
He's a friend.
He changed like Takla.
Was Rasputin a Rastaman?
Rastafari means head creator. Ras, it's Amharic, Ethiopian language. Ras means head, Tafar means creator. Haile Selassie means might and power of the Trinity.
But
I am aligned to the Almighty Jah, Yahweh, No, it's serious thing. This is not a joke thing. Don't feel that it's because we smoking marijuana we be adult. Marijuana got nothing to do with this. It's a spiritualized lifestyle. It's a faith-based lifestyle, and we are linked with the Almighty Yahweh, Jehovah
in
Jah.
history, you had a man named Rasputin.
Rasputin.
No,
he's
the Putin today, I don't know if he's related.
Yeah. He's a reincarnation of Rasputin. No, seriously. He is reincarnated.
All right, okay, let me tell you something.
No, it's not a joke thing. Rastafari is no joke. It's a serious lifestyle.
Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yes.
Yeah, so with all respect, with the Rastaman, all of you, and the Rastaman, and it's something about Rastafari like that people don't really realize what is the basic standard force of a Rastaman's life. A Rastaman's life is towards the basic standard force of consciousness. The teachings that Father leaves there for us, that is what Rastaman's seeking for. Jesus Christ done it. Many more of them done it whose name has been mentioned in Bible and books. That is the part of the basic standard part of a Rastaman life that is living and carrying.
Yes.
All are called, but a few are chosen. But you could identify a Rastaman by his works, his natural potential that life is.
He's a good man, he's a good man.
Thank you very much.
That's why he's here.
Thank you.
Got it. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You know, this Rastaman, I think he talks too much.
What?
Thank you.
She said he talks too much.
You must stop?
It's all low.
We're getting contrary views now.
All right.
One said you're not getting enough time. The other one said he's talking too much.
That's our
So
democracy.
what can do as a matter?
That's our
What can
democracy.
do with the as a matter?
That's the freedom of expression in this country. It allows us that freedom.
Yeah.
Got it. Hello?
Mr. Shaba?
Yes.
Get in, Mr. Shaba.
Yes.
So you and your panel.
Yes.
Good day.
Somebody else.
Got it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Sharma. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good
to
afternoon.
you and your family.
Good
Yes,
afternoon.
Yes.
Mr. Sharma, you know why GRA don't fall with the tax and the revenue? Because the border at Lethem, Mr. Cole does not want to trade the people them to go and bring in the goods. They are not getting no revenue, no tax. I don't know what is going on.
Who not allowing them?
He want the people them to go and get the English on the I-time.
What?
English writing on all the I-time.
English, right?
And for years it's coming in the country just like
Also,
that.
you know, the labels.
For years.
Okay.
And the revenue is not coming in at the Lethem customs because nobody is not going. He gives them one trip per year. One trip.
Okay.
I don't know if he's the minister or the president.
Okay. Thank you very
So
much.
she's saying the shortfall is caused in part by what is happening at Lethem.
Yeah, because some of the goods are coming in and not properly labeled. You have to be
Hello,
properly
good
labeled so
afternoon,
people
Mr.
can read
Sharma.
it.
Yes.
In English
I want to
language.
know if the Rastaman eat pork. If he
Yes.
You got it again, the rest.
Why you are still in trouble today, why? You should really in
They say they
trouble.
get just answers now.
Yeah, you dig up an
That never
answer.
try to avoid.
I man as it I tell.
You dig up an answer.
You see the answer, he
Will you
understand.
say
You
Putin is
don't get answer what's going on.
No, what the finance minister was
Call
saying.
it, hello?
Yes. Now, regarding the lady who called just now about the labels,
Yeah.
the officer there is only enforcing what he's supposed to enforce.
yes.
He needs to understand that.
Yes.
Because they have the citizens'
Yes.
interests have to be taken into account.
Yes.
We
Correct.
cannot bring in things from
Yes,
there, and
yes.
everywhere, and they have it only in their language.
Yeah, that's a good
Because
one.
we Guyanese, only English we know.
Yeah, that's true.
We do not know Portuguese, we do not know Spanish, Dutch. We might know it taki-taki or whatever they call it, but the government has a responsibility to ensure citizens' safety in terms of the things they consume.
Yes.
So the lady needs to understand that the gentleman there is doing what he is supposed
What
to
is
do.
in order
So
to
the
be-
manufacturers in future will comply.
The finance minister made a very important speech. I saw it. I heard it. What he's saying, Mr. Sharma, is what we have got to pursue as a political organization, which is that if we have to import things from abroad that we can produce here, how are we going to develop the country? He made a very significant point.
But
why
at the same
should we
time,
allow?
he's not going to ban anything.
No. Please. We don't want to go back to that story about banning. It's look, we have to be careful when we talk about Burnham banning things. There was but that's the point. That
it was
that
import
is-
substitution.
Yes, because there was a constraint during the Burnham time that he had to take to move the country forward. Let me remind you and the public. And I'm not defending Burnham. I mean, you know, he was charged with treason.
He's worth defending, though.
No, but the point is, the facts are the facts. During the Burnham time, there was a serious rise in the price of oil.
Yes.
You forget that?
Yeah, it's true.
What was the price at the time? Could you remember? Nearly 100 and something per barrel.
OPEC
Today,
had us over
what
the
is the
barrel.
price today? $30,000. $30,000.
$30.
$30
US dollars.
Yeah, US dollars per barrel. Well, look at the price. And when Burnham was trying to move the country forward with some support from the PPP, Jagan in particular, and he took over the sugar industry, the bauxite industry, and was trying to move the country forward, the Americans came down on him. They stopped the IMF from giving loans, or else today we would have had
Upper Mazaruni Hydro Project.
Right.
That's right.
We would have a country where we would have the whole country.
Venezuela objected to that.
Exactly. So let's
It's a sign about
people don't want to hear history when it suits them. These PPP people calling in to remind us about what Jagdeo did or didn't do. But when we talk about it, right, they say you're going back to the past. I am saying we have to dig into the past so we move forward into the future.
Yeah.
Jeff, I some of you.
Yes, as I said at that time, Burnham was stealing some of the thunder from Jagan because Jagan had advocated the same thing, taken over the bauxite and so on, and he did it. And then he was associating with Castro. They didn't like that, you know. So that was bad, you know, in the eyes of the Americans.
Bad for them.
Yeah, for them. Yeah. So, but Cuba's never forgotten what Guyana did for them, you know.
That's
We're getting our payback now. They're coming in the trading here and they're helping the economy.
No, they're not helping the economy. They're taking the US dollars to the Chinese stores, and the Chinese taking the US dollars and sending it to China.
But is it Chinese?
The money going out of the country, then staying here.
So what we have to do with the US when they bring it in?
They have to go and change the money at the bank and at the cambios.
There's no law forcing
the
you to do
Chinese
that.
have set up their own cambios in the Chinese shops, and they're taking they're checking the US money directly.
You can't blame them for
You
that.
can't
He's
blame
right.
them for
Can't
that.
blame who?
I'm not blaming the Cubans for
cannot
that.
blame the
No, we're not blaming the
for
Cubans.
that.
No,
We're
that's
not
what
blaming
you
the
said
Chinese
initially.
either.
Anybody
We are
who
blaming a
comes in-
lax system in Guyana.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
TRA.
Hold it. They're promoting the price of the people. Got it, hello?
I have a question.
Yes.
Could you say what's going on with the post office in TP and the market, please?
Was it?
Thank you.
What was it?
Yeah,
Post office and market, I don't know what you
I
said.
don't know. I know what's going on. I can't say what's going on right now. Call.
I understand what you're saying.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon to the panel.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
One of the gentlemen there in the white short, it's quite true. People don't like to know history, and the history is facts of what you were just saying.
Yes.
When it comes to the flooding in those areas, I wonder if the people in Guyana realize that the ice in the far lands are melting, which
Climate
is
change.
causing the floods. This is not man-made.
That's true. Yeah.
All the ice that is melting is coming down into our rivers and oceans. And people should know we will be below sea level.
Yes.
And soon some of our houses will be covered. We won't have land anymore. It will be all sea. And this is facts, and people must understand that. So the farmers, I'm sorry for the farmers, but they can't be blaming the government all the time.
That's
for this
right.
sort of
Yeah,
thing.
that's right. That's
It's
right.
not the government that is causing it.
No, but that is why
This
people.
thing is real, and people must understand that and face the facts.
You know, I think people.
And
Yeah, thank you very
Thanks
much.
very much.
And what is happening? People knew, the colonial people knew that.
Yes.
Houses were built on stilts in those days, but everybody wants to build an apartment below or what have you, and that because always we had problems with flooding on the coast.
An important event happened early this week, which was the CARICOM, the Heads of Government Conference, the Tortilla Intersessional Conference. And our president acquitted himself magnificently at that forum. In fact, he emerged as the leader of CARICOM, and he gave them an admonition that it's time to start to think about real unity. And instead of 15 different approaches to dealing with the societies of CARICOM, they ought to have a unified vision. And if people analyze what President Granger, the charge he laid down before giving over to Mitchell, they would understand that our president is a visionary president, and he wants to extend the mandate that those four founder leaders of CARICOM established as Burnham, Barrow, Eric Williams, and Manley. Granger has taken it to the next step where he's now challenging them to make CARICOM a unified bloc, especially the fact that Brexit has happened. The EU trying to get stronger. Trump is no leader for the free world anymore, right? And he's saying, President Granger is saying that based on how they dealt with the OAS, Organization of American States, and the Venezuela issue, CARICOM has got to take a leadership position in the world right now.
He's right,
That's
he's
what
right.
he's saying. And we better understand that even though Guyana is small, we could become like Israel. We can flex muscle, especially now we got oil in the pocket and ExxonMobil on we side.
And we have plenty of land and water.
So
we have to know how to use the land and how to use the water. Which you agree? We're not doing that. We're not using our lands properly, neither our water.
Colony, hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Comrades, nice. Y'all are having a very nice conversation. But what I'd like to draw attention to is an article that was written in the newspapers yesterday. I cannot see which one of the newspapers. I barely glimpsed it through. But it was that was saying about the oil and Exxon. The person was talking about the people who run Exxon.
Yes.
The big people areas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The person who published that article in the papers is a member from the WPA.
Yes.
And they got to understand that we are dealing with a government. And the Guyanese people are not that stupid and backward. We are intelligent people. And we may not know every stroke that goes on in oil. But the WPA is going on like the People's National Congress and the coalition, like a bunch of uneducated people. How is going on? These people going on like if we backward people. We are very intelligent people.
Yes.
We are very bright people. We got excellent ministers, both sides, the PPP and the PNC and the AFC. We got these conscious, intelligent people. We are not that stupid. That little piece of article why they put in the papers, as though it's some big article, as though the Guyana intelligence, the Guyanese politician does not know what goes on in the oil industry.
Okay.
The Guyanese people, Guyanese politicians cannot protect themselves. They got to stop trying to embarrass you or just trying to take up paper space. They are just taking the paper space. And Mr. Hines got to stop that stupidness that he's going on with. You're having a good government in office, and you have to stop the damn stupidness he's going on with.
he did it at Bornholm, and now you want to do it to Granger.
No, Exxon is so powerful. Is that easy?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I done said WPA will not be part of the coalition.
We took over bauxite and this is bigger than that.
Leon is right what he said.
Yeah.
ExxonMobil control countries.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the only way to deal with them is to have a united nation, a united country where people have got their eyes on it. And we have to have transparency. You can't have these things. These discussions have to be open, so the Guyanese people are involved in the process.
We'll have to have somebody
look
in the river.
When I say about openness, I mean to say the agreements that they are signing with these foreign companies, it must be transparent.
But not
people need to know what are the clauses in these agreements so that so the Guyanese people can discuss it. They know what we are tied to because Guyana belongs to us. You cannot have a few people signing agreements on our behalf and bearing us in the
Do we know how much oil they're getting? Is somebody out there? Do we have anybody out there in the waters?
We don't know that. We don't have independent.
Do we have anybody representing our interests out there to check this?
No, we don't.
How much they're getting?
That is the point.
That is important.
That is the point that people are making. What we are doing here is passing the buck on the future generation. I mean, we cannot do that. We should not be doing that. We should be transparent. We should be open, and there should be no secret. When I was on the rights board, they made me sign a secret document that I must not disclose anything that goes on in the rights board.
Who signed? Who made you sign the document?
This man, what you name
Who
again?
man?
This fellow called Claude Housty.
Yeah.
Well, they put just as a friend of Nobel holder. He was Claude Housty. Desmond Hoyt sacked him.
Yeah.
When Desmond Hoyt, the president, found out that he was involved in a conspiracy to defraud the rights board.
We don't know about that.
No, I'm telling you.
No, but we don't know.
Do you know who have the documents? No, the man was jailed.
I know, but
the man was jailed in United Kingdom. Okay, hold, listen. Jai Bainey was jailed in the United Kingdom for 10 years.
Bailey?
Because, Jai Bainey.
Bailey.
Jai Bainey, who's one of the rice millers here, a Suriname rice millers. Look, Dr. Durga, I know he's listening to this
Yes,
program,
yes.
right? He got information,
Yeah.
all right? He got the documentations and so on. So there's nothing libelous
Well,
about
what is
it.
happening to Dora? I mean, I can't hear from you now.
Now he retire, man. Your man got to retire after some time. He retire.
No. He's pushing the hemp initiatives.
No, he's talking about rice. The man retired from the
No, he has what he's doing now.
Well,
so he's spearheading a whole hemp
he got plenty
initiative
things
to
to do,
introduce
man.
a new crop
He started a
to
new
the
family.
green
He
economy.
started a new family.
Durga got plenty iron in the fire.
Yeah.
You do all kind of things. Yeah. But the important point is this, is that we have got to be we have got to be transparent. We can't just talk about being transparent. That is my grouch with Nagamutu and Ramdatan. Because when they were in opposition, they were banging this drum about PPP corruption and about all these things, about the secrecy, and now they're there, brother. Give us the opportunity to be able to see what is going on. Look, this question, somebody said there is this issue about inclusivity, where you involve the ordinary people in the process of governance. The only way you can do that if people have information. If they don't have information, Mr. Sharma, like what we are giving them here and what they're giving us, it's a two-way process. We're talking, they're talking. Yeah. So there's a dialogue going on. Feedback. So we're exchanging information. We are making them aware where they can go and find things. People are coming here, talking about their problems. We're getting to know what's going on in the belly of the animal, and then we can expose it. So what we're doing, our job is transparent. You cannot have more transparency than this program.
We need to have more people on the boats there to see that we're getting our fair share of oil.
Exactly. So we need to campaign for that. And that's why this program is so important, that people can call in.
From July 6th, the first 11 Guyanese have been employed, and they are going on Stella Caron. That is the the drill ship.
Yes.
11 Guyanese have been selected already.
To do what?
A company called Ramp Logistics and another company called El Dorado something. They're the ones in charge of that. So Guyanese are already being recruited.
They're there, but they don't know how much has been done.
No.
We need to have somebody to monitor
that's
exactly what is being
exhibition,
done.
man. Excursion they're going on.
No.
It's an excursion.
No. The point I'm trying to make is this, that the process of involving Guyanese in the employment on the oil rigs have begun. That process has begun.
But we're speaking further than that. We're saying that we got to see what is going on.
I understand, but
the amount of oil and monitoring everything.
I understand,
but
I think they have a system in place at a higher level of the oil business where they monitor these flow.
That Guyana is involved in that.
But even so, we can't do anything about this. Dear why? We are 750,000 people. We are 750,000 people, and we don't have the kind of money and the kind of legal representation like ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil can eat us up, chew us up, and spit us out again.
Listen to
this. The point is, we have taken on Goliath. No, serious. And we've got to be a literal David.
David big Goliath.
Oh, with that. Right, that's what I'm saying. That we have got to become a literal David with a sling and a stone against the Goliath called ExxonMobil. And that sling and stone is something called wisdom.
Good.
Wise approach to dealing with our business.
Good. And that's what we are saying.
We're
all saying here.
We are being advised.
So if the contract is exposed, we got very brilliant people outside here and out of the country.
Well, somebody's advising that we got to take on experienced
countries like
accountants to deal with it.
Brazil and Venezuela and China and India and Iran and all these countries. ExxonMobil is not the only company in this world that is seeking for oil and selling oil.
But ExxonMobil is the one that's spending the money and getting results.
Listen to me. The PPP didn't explore other companies to do this thing, right? You know why they didn't do it?
That's CGX
you know why the PPP didn't do it?
Right.
Because there was a lot of backhanded deals going on. Listen to me. One thing I can prove to you. You say ask for evidence. I can prove to you now. Jagdeo them signed that agreement with ExxonMobil to get 1%. All right?
Yes.
This government now revised it, look back at it, and they get 2%.
But what I'm saying...
Why did they get 5% instead of 2%?
Good. So what the point I'm trying to make to you, right, is that this government needs the force of our people, and you can only get the force of our people when they have knowledge, when they have adequate information to make informed decisions.
But
so you can't don't tell me.
But hear my point now.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
What I'm saying is that we have to ascertain how much oil is being pumped somebody has to be down there. Then before you make the contract, they can tell you so much, and then you sign a contract for less. You have to have somebody on the spot who knowledgeable right there to see how much oil is coming
Let's see
through.
what is
In fact, in this new edition of Unite newspapers, which came out this week, there's an article here called "Will Oil Corrupt a Small CARICOM State?" And it says it will take better politicians to resist the corrosive power of petrodollars.
Yeah, it came from England.
What they're saying is that
the economists.
It comes par with the course. Once you deal with these oil behemoths, you got to look out for corruption and you got to look out for control.
But that
there's nothing we as small nations can do about it.
There is.
Except, no, here what you can do. Here what you can do.
Let me take some kind of, hold on.
Except what Granger said.
All right, let me take some
Unite as CARICOM so we have a bigger voice and a more robust voice.
You have to have people on the ground doing.
Let me take some kind of here. Cardi,
Yes, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
The oil, it's technical people have to be there.
Yes.
A simple spark would blow up a whole oil rig. A man smoking a cigarette out there would blow. They have to be well trained. They just can't take anybody and put them out there.
Yeah.
And another thing, the vessel that be loaded the oil, they got those drafts. Like for the bauxite industry, so they have the vessel coming down in the channel and they can't say the weight because on the depth the ship go down. Out there, there's the draft. And you know how much oil and how much tonnage of oil on there. So you have to work it out.
Okay.
Now how much pumping is how deep the ship go down. Good.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Two jackass on your
Yes.
These PPP fellows have come and they think this is Sanford and so.
Hello? Yes.
No, I Mr. Rahman and Mr. Sankey, they had on about what's going on with Exxon and us needing to have persons there to oversee our interests and so on.
Yes.
The persons that we're to have there have to be technically equipped. For instance, in the case of Mr. Sankey talking about whether the correct amount is being reported and so on.
Yes.
Then we have to have persons who are diverse, persons who know what to look for. Right?
Yes.
Because
yes.
This is the first time that we are dealing with this particular industry. Right? It's a new industry. While I agree with you, gentlemen, I would like to point out also that, when we're on the outside looking in, we see a different picture.
Yes.
The picture is different. Right? And I want to extend the same statement to the Gaskin gentleman, the brother of Minister Gaskin.
Yeah, Marcel.
I want to extend that same statement to him and his team. When you're on the outside looking in, it's a different picture you see. And I would personally vote for them if they try to run to get position as mayor and councillors and so on.
Yes.
Because I want them to have a feel. Not that I want to play with the citizens of the city.
Yes.
Good. Now my last thing.
Yes.
I am making it my duty to call in on this program every time I get a chance.
Yes.
Good.
To make that call on the government
to
extend the signal of Channel 6.
Yes, that is definitely.
Mr. Sharma, to extend the signal so that all Guyanese will get an opportunity, or at least as many Guyanese as possible can get an opportunity to make an input into the management of the country. Thank you.
Thank you.
I try my best.
We endorse that.
What is the latest happening with this thing, Sian? You have got any feedback?
No feedback. No feedback. Absolutely no feedback.
Sian, I have to go and get the bridge because I have to take this car.
You go to bed right now.
Okay, I want to say one last thing.
Let me.
Which is that I have been getting a lot of comments on this program, and people are saying that you have stood up hard times.
Yes.
And that you should continue your good work.
I still continue to do good work. Thank you very much. You see, this people got complaints. You see, best hospital is hospital for the government hospital.
I think Sky News, as I said on yesterday's issue, the editorial issue, they emphasized the need to improve on the services offered by the public hospitals. And I thought they were going to decentralize. I think the new minister said they're going to decentralize so that have good resources going out. You know, you have to come to Georgetown Hospital to get your drugs and your painkillers and what have you, and to access good services. You should have it right there. Whether it's West Demerara Hospital, whether it's down at Diamond, you should be able to get it.
Call again here. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yes.
I just asked Mr. Parliament.
Hello, Parliamentary.
Can you talk louder?
Okay, just a minute, please.
Hello, the Parliamentary. Can answer.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Lady who's complaining about drugs at not at the hospital. When she don't get the drugs that she was prescribed, then you have a lot of herbs on the land. Let her go and get some herbs and cure whatever it is. Does she have, why she got to depend on the drugs that isn't there? But the drugs are there, and then those people there are taking the drugs and selling it. But you got a lot of herbs on the land, use the herbs. You got ginger, a lot of ginger, you got turmeric, all these things they're talking about is very good.
Turmeric.
Let the man talk about it and let the people understand they can go back to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
She's right.
He is right.
We've got to take an organic approach to dealing with our foods too, because writing this same paper.
But you got to educate them. Maybe not in your newspaper.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sharma.
Good afternoon.
I just want to find out what we're doing about this horse cart in Georgetown, making a lot of mess, smelly. The whole of Georgetown by Lombard Street.
Well, it's not just. Wait.
I think the bananas get ready.
And they're going up the one way, and police is right there. I don't know if it's lawful for they going up the one way and do all kind of mischief in Georgetown, and nobody doing nothing about it.
I think we said they had to wear something so that they drop the thing inside.
I don't know. I'm just begging you, Alex, to do something. We want to beautify Guyana. It's the only fault I see in tongue smelling all over my guys.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Get in my position.
He says right.
Yes, now you've come and tell you. Yeah. Call in here. Hello?
We're sorry.
Call in here. Hello? Yes.
Something is developing again in the sugar industry.
Yes. What are you developing now?
NISIL, a party has been empowered now to set up a department to deal with the divestment of the sugar estates that have become obsolete.
Yes.
Now that's a good thing.
Yes.
Because despite the fact that people are complaining that the sugar industry is going to be eradicated, it's being retooled for efficiency and for high production and productivity. Yes, there'll be collateral damage and some people will lose jobs and so on, but really, when you look into the future, it's going to be better off for all concerned to have a viable sugar industry than something that's an albatross right now around our necks.
But they're selling some to private investors too.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I'm saying is that you had first Wesley Corton saying that he's been designated to look into that. Then you're saying now NISIL would be dealing with those that are obsolete. But if they're obsolete, then you don't want to. They can't be worked.
The industry is now being right-sized because let's face it, the sugar industry is a very political animal. It's been politicized to a high degree. And even though they say it's the highest employer, 16,000 people, really and truly, half of them are passengers. If the sugar industry is really run as a corporation that is intended to make money, people will have to bite the bullet and realize that there will have to be divestment, there will have to be retrenchment, and there will have to be recapitalization in order to make that industry a profitable one.
Okay, the sugar industry.
Plus, we got something called vertical integration, and
the sugar industry has become very much smaller now. Yeah. Why are we paying these big salaries when it's so small? Why is the human resource man getting $1 million a month? Why is the CEO getting so much a month? Because it's not as big as it was before.
No. If you find the right people who can deliver results, the money they're being paid is adequate.
No. It's a smaller entity. It's not as big an entity as before. You can't pay, if you had 15 sugar estates and now you have 3 or 4, you can't pay the same amount of money.
But here I'm saying,
it has to be much less.
If the upper management...
The estate, like I feel like estate manager will get the same, but the other guys shouldn't be getting all that big money.
Well, they may have to look at that again.
What are you going to do with the sugar industry now?
No, what I'm saying,
Yes.
there's some amount of diversification taking place, and some are being. Don't forget, Skeldon also had
Cogeneration.
so Skeldon still has its worth because we provide electricity so we have to look at that when we considering what to do with Skeldon.
What do you go to a medical facility in Guyana? That will compare with a medical facility.
We need to.
There's very sick.
We have so many.
Very sick.
We have so many. Where's your son working as a doctor?
Which one?
The one who's a medical doctor.
He work in the hospital.
But what I'm saying is that you need to. You have so many doctors coming out that I don't know. People are complaining that they're not getting a proper diagnosis. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have been dying because they've been misdiagnosed.
Yeah, a lot of fake drugs.
We have fake drugs and fake doctors too.
Fake doctors. Yes, right. Yes. Fake money too.
Yes, fake money.
And fake politicians.
Yeah, fake politicians. Yes. Fake politicians. Call it,
Hello, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
If I have something to say to the public, is it my right to call in?
Why? Why do you saying that? Why are you saying that?
Because I just called to give a complaint. The hospital don't have no drugs.
Yes.
The woman calling and says use herbs. How many people know about herbs?
No.
Why the hospital?
That's your opinion. That's our opinion. That's our opinion.
Well, if the hospital is needed, then it should close down.
No.
Because like the hospital is needed, because you could use herbs and get better.
Okay, no.
Maybe the Unite newspaper will educate us on these herbs.
Yeah, in fact, the Unite newspaper has an article on the front page that says millions of people being poisoned by Monsanto's Roundup.
Yeah.
An appalling new report shows millions of people are being poisoned by a chemical that does not belong in our food.
That's right. Yeah.
FDA registered Food Safety Laboratory tested iconic American food for residues of the weed killer glyphosate, also known as Monsanto's Roundup, and found alarming amounts. This chemical
that is chemical, but we need to have
processed foods. Is a chemical that's ended up in processed foods like Cheerios, Ritz crackers, tortillas, Oreos. These fast foods are being consumed by humans across the world. The health of millions of people is on the line.
But we need to have an authority on herbs who can speak on it. That fellow died, remember, who used to live in Georgetown, who an old man used to come on the program years ago. What's his name?
Dr. Peters.
Dr. Peters.
Rainforest.
Yes, Rainforest man.
Dr. Peters,
we need somebody to speak with authority on these
same drugs.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, no matter how much you do, you still have to go on to your maker, because even the herbalist still dies. There was a good man called Dr. Sabi who also died.
Hello?
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Shah.
Good afternoon.
I was calling that just calling, and he's speaking with Rastaman.
Yes.
I'll tell you so.
Yeah.
Do you think it is easy for an individual as a government to run a country? It is not easy, Mr. Sharma.
Yes.
Because that alone, because you can't please everybody. At least not everybody.
You can't please everybody.
You can't please everybody?
No.
No.
The person could never please everybody.
Yes.
Like the fellow just said, they may start hiring people to go on the Isle rig as yet, right? According to Rastaman. But when we do look at it, is that the same individual as Guyanese making themselves fools? Because if you watch back a couple days back at the bank robbery, is Guyanese people doing a self-stubness, and then yet still they need President David Granger to fill that space for him to make opportunities and ways for people to go on the island. Right now, when we do that, we putting that big man there in a spot, because remember now, is he making the way for Guyanese to go there and make a living?
Okay.
Now, when he do something like that.
Thank you very much.
Hello?
Yeah, thank you very much. Closing remarks.
Well, see, and I think following that bank robbery, I think, let us say one important aspect of it is highlighted by Clement Rohi. This is the first time I've seen him really hit the spot. One of the things he says is that, The police and army operatives share imagery from the National Intelligence Center, where they have these cameras, CCTV cameras, 24/7, and they focus on unusual movements around Georgetown. I mean, nobody has been able to see anything. I would like them to answer that. Maybe they can say whether they spotted something, but it already, the police were on the scene, or the professional guard service had dealt with the matter.
We want to touch on noise nuisance are very, very important, noise nuisance.
Yeah, the noise nuisance, I spoke on it Tuesday. There were a lot of people called in, and I see they formed an agency.
And those roadside rum shop.
Well, we need to pay attention to zoning and don't allow these people to, even in Georgetown, you have people opening this, a disco here, that, in any street. We should have proper zoning. Residential areas must remain residential.
Pensioners' money, they're not getting the money. What are you going to do
well,
with pensioners?
I think they've got to treat pensioners with very, they treat them with dignity. You know, the pensioners deserve that.
That's right.
They serve this country. Yeah. And we should treat them with dignity. We should make sure that they're paid on time, that there's proper service there too, and they have proper accommodation at wherever they go.
What do you want to organize yourselves right now?
Well, to get more information about what's happening, people can log on to www.weekendpostgy.com. That's another online publication we're doing. They can also get Unite on that website, www.weekendpostgy.com, or you can go to issuu.com/Unite newspapers. But I want to finish off with this, RISE, because this organization is going to make a change in this society. It advocates for constitutional reform, and RISE means reform, inspire, sustain, and educate. It's a group of free-thinking post-racial individuals who have decided to put Guyana and Guyanese first. And they believe that constitutional reform is critical to achieving executive accountability, racial harmony, political, economic, and social inclusivity. The point is, go and check Facebook for RISE and read up about them, but change is coming in Guyana, political change, economic change, but more than that, we need a spiritual change and a moral change. Guyana can't go forward on money and oil alone. Guyana has got to go forward on moral, intellectual, and spiritual values. So Guyanese, get it together. Unite, and it's one love. And remember, get a copy of Unite newspaper.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
One love all the time.
Thank
You're
you.
a lion.
Yes.
Keep it going.
God bless
all
you.
right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the time. Unite.
Have an easy. Bye.